Giants fans, what's going on, guys? I am your host, Marshall Green, and you are watching Chat Sports, New York Giants Now. And in today's video, we're going to be breaking down that 20-9 loss in Week 13 against the Miami Dolphins. But we have some breaking news to get to. Mike Glennon, QB1 for today, he is now being diagnosed with a concussion, and his status for next week is questionable, which means Jake Fromm, if Daniel Jones is unable to go, will be the starting quarterback for the Giants. And I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing, because Mike Glennon, you can't play much worse than he was today. And I'm not sure Mike Glennon, or Jake Fromm, that is going to be able to play any better. But let's get into this recap. The Giants, they weren't able to score many points in this one, and that's kind of why they lost this game. It's always tough when you fire your offensive coordinator 2 weeks ago, then the next week it's a short week, and then your starting quarterback gets hurt, and now you're trying to reinvent the offense with Mike Glennon under center. He didn't play that well, 23 for 44, 187 yards, and he did have that one interception where he targeted Darius Slayton, and it was kind of one of those YOLO balls where he just said, F it, Slayton's down there somewhere, because Xavien Howard and Javon Holland had him in double coverage, and Xavien Howard went up and plucked it from the top of Darius Slayton. Not a good sight. Saquon Barkley kind of does what Saquon Barkley does. 11 carries, 55 yards, but today he had 2 drops. And, of course, the social media team, when he busted off a 13-yard run, they were hyping him up like he was this number 2 overall draft pick that came and changed this franchise. I don't know. I'm kind of sick of Saquon. He just is never there, and it always leaves more to be desired. But this is your turn to sound off. Get down in the comments and give me your one-word reaction to the game. A lot of ways you can go from this. The offense was bad. The defense was bad late when they needed to get a stop. I know they gave up just 20 points, but they did not get that stop when they needed to. Be colorful. Be active. Get your thoughts out in the comments and let me know. What was your one-word reaction to the loss? My one-word reaction is offensive. This offense is offensive. They have to be one of the worst offenses in the NFL. The last 3 weeks, this team has scored just 29 points. You know who scored more than 29 points today? The Philadelphia Eagles, led by Gardner Minshew. Not a good sign if you are the New York Giants offense. And Joe Judge, he was asked about punting late in the second half from in Dolphins territory at the 42-yard line, down 3 points. He said this: "That was a spot where I thought points were at a premium." Well, Joe, if points were at a premium, how about go for it on 4th down and try to get some points on the scoreboard? You can't always play not to lose, and that's what the Giants have done time and time again under Joe Judge. This is a team that tries to back into wins, and that's just not a successful formula in the NFL. You cannot play not to lose, and that's something this Giants team under Joe Judge has done way too often. Punting inside of enemy territory makes me sick, and that's something that's become the MO for Joe Judge. He's this guy that tries to rely and win based off the field position battle. Hey, Joe, you're never going to win games or score points because of the field position battle. You need to be aggressive. Put your foot down and try to win a game just one time. I know you have Mike Glennon under center, and you're trying to play cautious. You don't want him to lose the game, and you're not really giving him a chance to win the game. But at the end of the day, you don't back into wins in the NFL, and that's why the Giants, since Joe Judge has taken over, has been one of the worst football teams in the National Football League. But let me know, the season, it's Week 14 next week. It is coming to a close. The Giants, they do have 2 first-round draft picks, and luckily to the Chicago Bears, they lost today, which is also just as good as a New York Giants win. But let me know, if you want the Giants to tank the rest of the season, go down and type T for tank. Or if you want them to win or try to win or keep doing their best to win or try to back into wins like Joe Judge wants to do, go down and type your W for win. Let's take a look now at some stats from this Sunday's game. The Dolphins' offensive stats, they were kind of like the Giants. They didn't really win this game, but they did enough to get the win. They scored 20 points, 297 yards of total offense, just 230 yards through the air. And I want to talk about Logan Ryan real quick. He kind of threw a little bit of shade at Tua in the post-press conference games following the game. And because of Mike Glennon having that concussion and the Giants may having to lean on Jake Fromm, who they just signed last week, Logan Ryan, he said that he could be an emergency quarterback. And he's kind of like Tua, a quarterback that can throw 2-yard passes to his left. Well, Logan, Tua did that all day long, and he threw for 230 yards and put up 20 points on your defense, which you're a captain of. I don't really get the point of talking shit about someone that you just lost to and beat you because of the way they played. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But rushing yards, 68 yards. They were on their third and fourth down conversions, they were 6 of 15. And no turnovers. This is the first time the Giants defense hasn't forced a turnover in 13 games, dating all the way back to last season. The Giants offense, they were bad, and they were really, really bad today. Mike Glennon, kind of what you expected. Not too many good things and a lot of bad things. 250 yards of total offense, just 159 passing yards. Saquon Barkley and Devontae Booker yet again could not crack 100 yards on the ground. The Giants 7 for 17 on third and fourth down conversions, and they had that one turnover where Mike Glennon tried to throw it in a double coverage and hope that Darius Slayton would go over the top and make a game-changing play. Something he hasn't done this season. I'm out on Darius Slayton. I want John Ross to take his reps. But Mike Glennon on the day, 23 for 44, 187 yards, no touchdowns, and that lone interception. He left a lot of plays out there, a lot of throws where they were just bad throws, and such bad throws that he didn't even give the defense an opportunity to intercept a pass. It's bad when you make a bad throw and it turns into an interception, but when you make a bad throw, and it is so bad that it is out of the catch radius of the DB, that's a problem. Mike Glennon, he was really, really bad today. He didn't play bad. He didn't play good, and he damn sure didn't play okay. He was just really bad. Mike Glennon, this is why you are a backup quarterback in the National Football League. Earlier this week, you had a quote where you talked about that you didn't have enough opportunities in your NFL career to be a starter and showcase who you were. Well, today you had that, and you showed everybody why you are a backup quarterback in the National Football League. Now that you have a concussion, it might just be Jake Fromm under center for the Giants. And man, what a unfortunate swing of events the Giants have had at the quarterback position. They have not been able to stay healthy. Hopefully Mike Glennon can be back next week because I do think he gives you a better chance of winning than Jake Fromm. But hopefully it's Daniel Jones, but who knows, because it is really murky around that injury. And the Giants, they're not even calling it a neck strain. They are calling it just a neck injury, and he has not been ruled or been able and proved to been able to practice in contact situations. But back on Mike Glennon, get your thoughts out. Grade his performance for today. Get the red pen out. Don't be afraid to be tough on him because there's no way you could really give him an A, and I'm not even saying a B or not even a C. I'm leaning towards a D or an F. I didn't expect a bunch from him because at the end of the day, he is a backup quarterback, but I want to hear from you guys. Get it off your chest. Grade Mike Glennon's performance today, A, B, C, D, or F. Personally, I know that a lot of people that watch this show are all in on Danny Dimes, and some aren't. But honestly, I believe that if Daniel Jones played today, the Giants would have won that football game. There were at least 3 drives today that ended in ways where Mike Glennon just had a bad pass and completely missed his target. Those are throws that Daniel Jones can make, and I think Daniel Jones would have kept drives alive longer in this game and really been the driving force behind a Giants W. The Giants, they need Daniel Jones back ASAP because next week, it looks like it's going to be Jake Fromm under center unless Mike Glennon can suspiciously clear concussion protocol in a week, kind of like Daniel Jones did earlier this season after the Dallas Cowboys game. But who knows? The Giants, all I know, they need Daniel Jones back ASAP, not just because he gives them the best chance to win. These are the type of games that the Giants need to evaluate him under a new offensive coordinator. Who knows if Daniel Jones is going to be the long-term option and the franchise quarterback for the New York Giants, but he has the end of this season to prove that, and the Giants, they need this time to evaluate him. This is time that the Giants front office needs to decide if Daniel Jones can be the quarterback one of this franchise for the years to come. Christmas is around the corner. The holiday season is here. And if you're looking to get a gift for a loved one, our proud sponsor and friends of the show, Fanatics, has a great deal for you guys. You see this hoodie on screen? It was just last week $55, but now it is on sale and you can get it for just $39. But you got to go to chatsports.com/Giants hoodie to get that deal. And when you go to that site, it lets Fanatics know we sent you. So if you want a hoodie, maybe for yourself or your buddy or a loved one, or maybe your grandmother's a Giants fan and she wants a new swaggy hoodie, get this one right here. It was $55. Now it's just $39, and you can get it before Christmas at chatsports.com/Giants hoodie. We talked a little bit earlier about Saquon Barkley. Some people are calling him Mistaquon Barkley because he shouldn't have been the Giants' second overall pick in the draft, and he is once again showing you why he shouldn't have been that pick. He was asked after the game about what is it like to hear the perception say that you are not the running back that you once were. He said some BS along the lines of, I know who I am, I don't got to show anybody. Well, Saquon, the thing is you do got to show somebody, because if you want to be paid like a franchise running back, if that's even a thing anymore, you need to start playing like it. Your time is running thin, and when you don't even total over 85 total yards in a game and you have 2 drop passes, it's not looking good for you and the bag that you're going to be trying to get in the coming off seasons. What about Kenny Golladay? He was supposed to be a bigger impact and a bigger focus on getting him the football since Jason Garrett has been fired, and we've seen that so far, but what do you know? It is another injury. Kenny Golladay, he left the game in the second quarter. He did end up returning, and he said he is day-to-day due to that rib injury. No broken ribs. But it's just the Giants' luck. This came after the play was dead and the whistle was blown. A Miami Dolphins defender just ran into him and kind of gave him a little punch at the ball, hit him in the ribs, and then forced Kenny Golladay to miss a large chunk of the game. I do like that he came back and showed some toughness, but he needs to get healthy. And what? We're going into Week 14, and Kenny Golladay does still not have a receiving touchdown. Just a brutal development for the New York Giants. What's also brutal is not only did we lose today to the Miami Dolphins, we are getting our asses kicked in the subscriber department. Here at Chat Sports, we have a Miami Dolphins channel, and we also have a New York Giants channel. And I don't want to lose them on the field today. I actually want to beat them in subscriber count. At least let us win one thing. So hopefully we can get more subs today on this video than the Dolphins did on their post-game video. But if you're really just looking for a one-stop shop for everything New York Giants, from news, trade rumors, NFL draft coverage is really going to get ramped up in the coming weeks, this is your one-stop shop. So go down and hit that big red button right now. And I'm curious where you guys are watching from. Giants fans, we are all over the country, and I want you to go down in the comments right now and rep it and shout it out for me. I want to see where all you guys are watching this video from and where all of you guys hail from. Be proud, get in the comments, and shout out your city for me right now. Tua Tagovailoa, he really did anything he could and wanted to do against the New York Giants today. 30 for 41, 244 yards, 2 TDs, 104 QB rating. He took what the Giants defense gave him. They dared him to throw the ball short and consistently take the underneath routes, and he did. And when he had to push the ball downfield, Jalen Waddle over the middle, Devontae Parker deep left on a nice back shoulder throw. The Giants, they made him a little bit uncomfortable. Azeez Ojulari had a sack. Quincy Roche also had a sack, but it was not enough, as Tua Tagovailoa did enough to beat the New York Giants. And that's just what happens when you have a quarterback you can rely on. I know the Dolphins, they don't have a good offensive line either, and it might be worse than the New York Giants, but they trusted their guy to win them the game, and that's what they did today. But hey, there's always next week, as us New York Giants fans say. But if you want more of me on your Twitter timeline, go and give me a follow at @MarshallGreen_. I'm trying to get my Twitter followers up, and I want them to strictly be New York Giants fans, because I love talking New York Giants football, and especially talking it with New York Giants fans.